Bitcoins, I got money pouring. I'm doing shows.
Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It's December 11, 2019. Shout out to my man, the Tech Geek, out there on YouTube for the song request today. Soulja Boy, Bitcoin. Wow. Do you guys remember those good old days when the celebrities and rappers were talking about Bitcoin? It was only upside from there. Actually, that should have been a sign. It should have been a sign. But thanks for the song request. What's going on, people? Hope you guys doing well today. Welcome to another episode. Today we're going to be looking at something that actually I forgot about this whole situation. This company. I actually had the founder on my show many years ago, about 2 years ago now. He was actually one of my first Kicking It session guests, to be honest with you. Jobby Weeks. He was the co-founder of Bitclub Mining, and I had him on because I knew he was he had been in the crypto game for a while. He used to work for Dr. Ron Paul. He was a former libertarian. So I was really interested in hearing his thoughts about just Bitcoin and crypto and stuff at that point. Really cool guy. I had him on. He was talking about his Bitclub whole thing, and he was like, "Hey man, you should set up a link." And I'm like, he's like, "It doesn't cost you anything." I'm like, "All right, whatever." But I was never, and still to this day, MLMs, those are the worst thing for any space, to be honest with you, because there's really it's a Ponzi scheme in most cases. I would say 99% of the cases, they're Ponzi schemes, meaning that you have to have newer individuals coming in. So whenever you see, some type of scheme that's promising you X% a month, guaranteed over extended periods of time, then you should be very concerned. If there's a program that is promising you 1%, 2% for a year, something's going on, because those are things that you can't sustain that type of promise for that long. So just be careful out there when it comes to those type of multi-level marketing schemes where you're putting in money and you got to go get someone else to come in under you, and you get money from them, mining and all that. I was very suspicious of it and never got into the whole Bitclub thing. It just looked fishy from the beginning, especially when they wanted you to pay to make money with them. Another sign, you should never have to pay to make money with someone else. That's another sign you should stay way clear of if you ever come across that. So anyway, they went down, man. I totally forgot about Bitclub, to be honest with you. They were busted in the US, promising high returns from mining. It was a $722 million crypto Ponzi scheme. Wow. So we're taking a look at the details on this. I saw this actually out of NBC News late last night. So I found this out of CryptoVest. We'll also take a look at Consensus. Looks like they're shutting down offices in India and the Philippines. Wonder what's going on there. Take a look at that. And then lastly, this is an interesting one. We know that Jack Dorsey is a huge crypto fan. Bitcoin in particular. I don't know about other ones, but Jack Dorsey looks like he wants to decentralize Twitter. This is big news if this actually happens. The Twitter CEO has put forth a vision for a more decentralized version of social media, leading with his own platform. So we'll take a look at the details on that. That's huge if he does that. That is really huge. Not too sure how that's going to look for shareholders of Twitter, though. That's where the conflict. You may have to take that company private. I don't know. I'm sure there's enough money somewhere around the world to take that company back private. But as a public company, I don't see it happening. I'm just going to be honest with you. But we'll see what he's talking about here. But before we start, if you guys find these types of videos informative, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. But first, Moon Lambo. That's shopmoonlambo.com. Get over there for your latest crypto apparel for the holidays. Great gifts, great ideas for people who are into crypto. Surprise them with something from shopmoonlambo.com. And this is the great, and I've got this shirt on right now in white, this hoodie. But you also can save 20% if you use the word CB20 at checkout. It's a limited time offer, so make sure you jump on that ASAP. Also, shout out to EOS Locally. They are the first P2P EOS trading platform similar to local Bitcoins, but for EOS and instant. Person-to-person trades and confirmations are finally possible. And the best thing about it, you don't have to use an account with them. You can use your own EOS external account or wallet. You can send and receive EOS tokens from there. No custodial account, so they never hold your funds. The EOS is sent directly to the smart contract on chain and is secured by an escrow. And best of all, no KYC. So check them out. EOSlocally.com. That's EOSLOCALLY.com. Let's take a look at the heat map today. Bitcoin down 0.62% to $7,196. We got Ethereum down 2.66% to $142.91. EOS down almost 1% to $2.56. And Binance down 1.45% to $14.80. And Litecoin, though, to the contrary, slightly up 0.14% to $44.04. And XRP down just slightly, almost unch, to 22 cents. So overall, I would say we're still looking red here, people. If we look at a monthly performance of all of these coins, deep reds, down 17% for Bitcoin. Ethereum in a 1 month view down 22%, XRP down 19%, EOS down 25%, and Binance down 26%. And lastly, we've got Litecoin down 28% over the month. Man, that is volatile trading there. Those who are not hodling should be taking advantage of this for sure. Hope you guys are. And as far as this chart goes, guys, we are looking like we're hitting the bottom side of this channel here. Again, I told you guys we need to watch this area right here. If we break that, then we are going to definitely head lower at this point, but we'll have to see. It's just kind of a waiting period. We may channel here. You know, we may keep this channel like this, but we'll have to see what happens. If we break this 7100 area, then further lows are in the future. For us in the algo trading room, we are still short both pairs, short Bitcoin and short Ethereum. We went short Bitcoin around 7400, went short on Ethereum around 148. We're in some decent profits right now, but as you can see, the price action is really flatline. Not much movement since back here on the 19th 18th of November, where we saw a nice move down. But we're kind of in a consolidation period, as you can see as we zoom out, kind of just going back and forth at this point. But we'll have to see what happens if we can break out of here. I'm hoping we break to the upside. That would be a nice move up if we eventually do. And you can still sign up for the algo and save 25% if you use words Insta Profit, as you see on the screen at checkout. But let's take a look at this Consensus story here. Consensus is reportedly shutting down offices in India and the Philippines. Says founder Joseph Lubin has reportedly informed teams in India and the Philippines that their offices will be closing down. December 11th, CoinDesk reported that sources familiar with the matter confirmed that the local offices in India and the Philippines would indeed be shutting down. However, they were not able to share any more details in regards to the imminent office closures. Cointelegraph contacted Consensus regarding these latest developments, but had yet to receive a response as of press time. I mean, if they were growing, they wouldn't be closing, but instead expanding. So, right out the gate, just looking at this, this means that there is definitely more slowdown over there in the Consensus camp. And it's just kind of the whole sentiment that's going on in the Bitcoin crypto community and industry. The whole blockchain thing is, the traction to me is slowing. Doesn't mean that we aren't making progress. I don't think we're taking steps backwards, but we're definitely slowing down on the hype. And maybe that's a good thing. You guys let me know, is that a good thing that we're not overhyped now? Blockchain being a buzzword that will get you a lot of money, a lot of attention just a year ago, year and a half ago. Okay, now not so sexy. So you guys have to let me know. But I'm just gonna be honest with you, it's not a positive thing that they're scaling back, closing offices in India and the Philippines. India primarily. I mean, that's where a lot of growth would come from. But it's interesting to see that they're scaling back there. So let me know your thoughts about this. Is this a good thing? Is this a good sign or a bad sign for Consensus? Don't forget, they actually laid off a decent amount of their workforce here in the United States. earlier this year, which I think I covered as well. May have been in late 2018, can't remember, but it looks like Circle, while we're on the topic of layoffs in the blockchain industry, Circle cuts another 10 employees, rejects the connection to CEO stepping down though. So yeah, the blockchain industry, you know, I got to keep it real with you guys. It looks like it's slowing down. I don't think it's contracting, but the growth is slowing down, and we have to ask ourselves why. Why is that happening? The next article though, out of CryptoVest. Bitclub scheme busted in the U.S., promising high returns from mining. And again, I told you guys I actually interviewed and communicated with Jobby Weeks, the CEO, I think at that point, of Bitclub many years ago. I had him on my show, as you guys can see on the screen right now. But when I saw this come across, I'm like, yeah, it didn't surprise me, but I just actually forgot about Bitclub. It was definitely something I was not interested in participating in. And, you know, he set up a link for me at that time after the interview. And then when I went in to check it out and stuff, it's like you got to pay $75 to level up or something. And I'm like, I'm not about to pay $75 to do that. So I just stopped, you know. So essentially, if you don't pay the $75, you didn't get the referral dollars from that. And I just, at that point, I'm like, nah, I'm not messing with this. Not messing with this. The article says 3 men were charged with running a large-scale Ponzi scheme, taking as much as $722 million in cryptocurrency. The Bitclub network was promoted by Matthew Brent, Jobadiah Sinclair Weeks, which is Jobby, the guy I interviewed, and Joseph Frank Abel, reported Bloomberg. Says Bitclub network ran a mining scam promising to pool funds and buy Bitcoin mining equipment. However, the company's earnings were faked to defraud even more investors of potential earnings. So the accusations against Gotchik and Weeks was for conspiracy to perform wire fraud. All 3 of the detained were also charged with selling unregistered securities. According to case data, Goch had a mocking attitude to the investors joining the scheme, stating he was building this whole model on the backs of idiots and calling investors sheep and idiots. Well, I'm glad he's taken down, because that is some nonsense. Why would you build a platform to take advantage of sheep and idiots? It's pretty bad, man. The crackdown on the Bitclub scheme follows a recent case against a lawyer related to the OneCoin scheme. A conviction was reached for the laundering of $400 million related to one of the earliest and most prominent Ponzi schemes in the crypto space. Mark Scott, 51, laundered OneCoin funds through a fake investment vehicle created for the purpose. So multi-crypto projects rely on the form of referrals, essentially building a pyramid scheme, but especially aggressive ones take large sums and can only exist for a few months. Crypto-related Ponzi schemes were partially possible due to the increase in Bitcoin market prices, but eventually failed. So here's an article from NBC News that I read this morning out of Los Angeles. It kind of goes into more detail about the whole situation. And one thing I do want to highlight, I have to highlight this. It said that Jobby Weeks, one of the co-founders, was quoted in an email to Goch and another accused conspirator in June of 2017 that Bitclub's selling shares and not using the money to buy mining equipment was not right. And I'm not trying to say that Jobby isn't responsible for this at all, but at least there was some glimmer of morality coming from the team there. So it's just interesting to see what's going to happen with the whole team. I think it's like 3 or 4 of them all together. But this Goch guy is a douchebag, man. He sent an email to an alleged conspirator as well, suggesting that Bitclub network drop mining earnings significantly starting now so that he could retire rich as fuck, according to the indictment. Yeah, this guy was a douchebag, yo. I hope he goes to jail for a very long time. This is crazy. So just wanted to give you guys an update on that. Last article. Jack Dorsey wants to decentralize Twitter. This is interesting. It says the CEO of Twitter has revealed his wants to create an open standard for decentralized social media, and the goal will be to have Twitter conform to that standard. It says Twitter is funding a small independent team of up to 5 open source architects, engineers, and designers to develop an open and decentralized standard for social media. The goal is for Twitter to ultimately be a client of this standard. Twitter's CTO will be leading the team, which will be called Blue Sky. Dorsey highlighted some of the problems that the current swath of centralized social media sites face, such as addressing misleading information. He also said that many of these sites promote controversy rather than healthy conversation. This would be summed up as some of the problems of Web 2, the current web we have today. It goes on to say, instead, he pointed to the principle of decentralization and key technologies such as blockchain as the solution. These are generally seen as the building blocks of Web 3.0. Finally, he says new technologies have emerged to make a decentralized approach more viable. Blockchain points to a series of decentralized solutions for open and durable hosting, governance, and even monetization. Much work to be done, but the fundamentals are there. So, you know, I always pretty much like Jack Dorsey for the most part, and it's good to see that he's being forward thinking with this instead of trying to create a coin like his counterpart over there at Facebook. Oh, Zuckbucks. If Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg really was about helping the community, they would be doing something in this direction, how Jack Dorsey is. So kudos to Jack Dorsey, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen and come from this blue sky project. You know, my question though from this whole situation is, because Twitter is a publicly traded company, that's going to create some sticky situations there. You know, public traded companies and decentralization, to me, it's like water and oil. I don't know if it's really going to mix. So we'll have to see how this all pans out. But I'm very interested in that, and you guys should be too. That could be a huge step in the right direction for the whole blockchain industry. So, but hey, that's my 2 Satoshis for today. Shout out again to Tech Geek out there on YouTube for the song request. Soulja Boy, Bitcoin. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe if you found this video informative, and click that bell to receive more unbiased crypto news reported by yours truly, Crypto Blood. I'm out of here, people. Holla!
I spent 6,000 on a Bitcoin.